Now, if you want it all, I'll give it back. If you
Sup, man? Given the severity of what I'm about to cover, and also to give respect to the deceased, I figured it would be more appropriate if this video had a bit of a different tone. But before I get into any of that, guys, make sure you like and subscribe. Give the YouTube algorithm a reason to push these videos out. Feel free to leave comments as well. Any kind of feedback or opinions or feelings that you want to share is always going to be welcome on this channel. So yeah, let's get into this bullshit. So I came across this video relatively recently from a YouTube channel called Crime and All. I had some conflicting feelings about it, and I just thought that would be an interesting topic for a video, so here we are. So essentially, somewhere in Georgia, Mr. Josh Swink, who is the gentleman recording, listed his dirt bike for sale on Facebook Marketplace. And the gentleman in the video, whom I'm going to refuse to name, and I will only henceforth be referring to as the buyer, he showed up. The deal appeared to be going pretty smoothly. That was until Mr. Swink discovered that the buyer was attempting to transact with counterfeit funds. The buyer tried to get away, tried to flee the scene, and Mr. Swink followed him, started recording, and this happened.
You just try to come to my house with fake ass money and try to rob me? You play that kind of f***ing game?
I can give you a red money.
You play that game?
No, let me just call home.
No, f you.
Alright, then.
Bro, I'm recording you right now. You're going on Facebook. Police are on the f***ing way right now.
Alright, bro.
Why would you just hand me f***ing fake money like that? What was your deal? Where's your buddy at? Where's the f***ing truck that just dropped you? No, the truck came in here. I know that goddamn truck.
That was my Uber, bro.
That wasn't a goddamn Uber, motherfucker.
That was an Uber, bro.
That's not an Uber. Don't worry, I'm gonna get the tag number too, because you got counterfeit money on you. Give me the bag. Give me the f***ing bag. Give me the bag.
Alright, bro. Move around.
Give me the f***ing bag. You got weed in here too? What's that jar in here?
What?
What's that jar of drugs in here?
I don't got shit.
Motherfucker. Motherfucker. What's your name, mother? Huh? I got your name and everything on Facebook. Give me the phone. Give me your fucking phone. Give me your goddamn phone. Now. Motherfucker. Give me your fucking phone. Give me your fucking phone. Drop it. Drop it.
You too. You go, man.
Now, if you want it all, I'll give it back. If you
You know, there's a term in pop culture nowadays, you guys are familiar with it. It's called victim blaming. The term victim blaming has taken on a mostly negative connotation, understandably. I mean, for example, a woman should not be blamed for being assaulted or being kidnapped or harassed or what be it, simply because of the way that she dresses. Now, in my personal opinion, do I believe that it's certainly beneficial for women to consider their surroundings and consider their environment and how they present themselves? Yeah, absolutely. But there are genuinely like fucking Neanderthal ass niggas that will actually sit there and genuinely say, oh well, you out here dressing like a whore, like shit, you're a walking invitation. You're pretty much asking to get raped dressing like that. There are just like a bunch of weirdos out there that just absolutely refuse to hold awful people accountable for the awful things that they do. So in instances such as that, I could definitely understand why victim blaming is seen as a more negative thing. But with that being said, I definitely do think that there are some instances where a modicum of victim blaming is necessary, and I think this is one of those instances. Yes, the buyer is an absolute piece of shit who took advantage of what a man thought was a fair trade deal and didn't uphold his end of the bargain, and then proceeded to murder this man in cold blood. this man deserves to spend the rest of his life in prison. But I'm not here to tell you that, because that's like that's a milk take. That's a white bread take. Hopefully, you guys don't need me to tell you that, right? So this video is not about him. This video is rather about Mr. Swink. I wish to be as respectful to the deceased as possible, but this was just really fucking dumb. This was just really fucking stupid. The guy tried to give you counterfeit funds. Okay. Cool. You still have your bike. You didn't lose anything. You have them on camera, both on your house cam and on your phone, right? You have them on camera. You already called the cops. You have his description. So what the fuck are you following him for? Like, genuinely, what string of logic did you grab onto that made you fucking think that it would be in any way, shape, or form a good idea for you to follow this fucking thug? And even up to the point where Mr. Swink is just following this man, recording him and talking his shit, I would say he's acting really unwisely, but I couldn't say up to that point he was doing anything wrong, right? But after a while, he starts to get out of his body, right? He starts demanding that the man gives him his bag. Give me your bag! Give me your bag! Give me your bag! Bro, you cannot do that. You can't do that. Like, at that point, that's where you start to overstep, right? I've seen people defend this by saying, oh, he's just performing a citizen's arrest. A citizen's arrest is not a legal mandate. You do not have the same duty to pursue as a police officer would. You don't have to perform a citizen's arrest. And then not only that, but in performing a citizen's arrest, you still do not have the same legal authority to confiscate and to search people's belongings. The right to perform a citizen's arrest just means that you have the right to bar a justifiably suspected criminal from leaving the scene of a crime. It doesn't give you the right to go ahead and play fake police officer. I'm not a mind reader, you know, but if you ask me from the outside looking in, as a man, I think that a lot of this has to do with just pride. You know, like a bit of the ego came out. To some degree, nearly every man can relate to this, especially with me growing up in West Baltimore. I was told that like any kind of disrespect is a no-go. Like you got to stand on business, and for someone to try to steal from you, that's almost about as disrespectful as it can get. And he came to my house. I thought we were acting in good faith, a fair trade, and this nigga tried to take me off for my shit in my house in front of my wife. Yeah, it's easy to see why any man would, you know, get emotional and maybe even fly off the handle a little bit. Although it's understandable, it doesn't make it any less fucking stupid. And that's what I want to talk about in this video. It's the deadliness of male pride. And what makes it even worse is that Mr. Swink, I checked his obituary, Mr. Swink is survived by his wife and his 3 kids. The oldest at the time being 15, and I think the youngest being like 5. Your wife now has to raise these 3 children by herself. She no longer has her partner. And now your 3 kids are going to have to grow up and develop in the world without their father, without having that strong, present, and consistent role model. Your family will never be the same. And it's all because you couldn't swallow your pride for 3 fucking seconds and just stay in the house and let the police handle it. Like, this reminds me of... Okay, story time. When I was 17 years old, I got robbed, right? I'm not going to get too deep into it. Basically, what had happened was me and my friends, we were walking home from the movies. This was around the time where everyone was wearing fucking Pooh Shiesty masks. Pooh Shiesty was just so popular. Everybody just wanted to be shiced. It was cold outside on top of that, so we didn't really think too much of it when we saw like a couple guys in the alley like wearing shiesty masks or whatever. The guys up pole on us. They took us off for the phones, the wallets and shit. They were shooting in the air while we was running away and shit like that. It was nuts. And I remember going home that same night and getting on the game and talking to my other friends about it. I was laughing about it. I was joking about it. Like, hell yeah, yo, they got my bitch ass, yo. Like, they really took me off of my shit, yo. But the next morning, gang, when I woke up and I realized I ain't had my phone, that shit was not funny. That shit was so not funny. I wanted blood, bro. Like, I wanted to find these niggas so bad. Like, I would literally, like, fantasize in my head. Like, yo, if these bitch-ass niggas didn't have their guns and if they just, like... Ooh, my pride was hurt. When you get robbed, bro, you feel like less of a man type shit. It's so humiliating to have your life be in the hands of some guy, to be completely helpless, to stare down the barrel of a gun. But eventually, like, I calmed down, I got over it, and then I realized, like, there was nothing I could do. And I remember telling people about it. I remember hearing things like, bro, you better than me, bro, because, like, a nigga like me, I would have just had to die behind my respect. Die behind your respect? Like, die behind what respect? Are you talking about the respect from the niggas that are holding a gun to your face? Why do you give a fuck about their respect? You talking about your own self-respect? You'll be too dead to give a fuck. You die behind some dumbass shit like that, you just become another statistic, bro. You're gonna get a fucking candlelight, a balloon release, a mention on Fox News or WJZ or Murder Inc. That's the story of your life, gang. I'm 21 years old now, right? So it's been almost 5 years since that day. So much shit has happened in my life since then. If I would have tried to get buck on niggas or try to, like, get out my body a little bit and say them niggas would have took me out of this world, I never would have went to prom. I never would have graduated. I never would have had so many fucking fun experiences with my friends from that point on. I never would have had some time in college. It's so much stuff in my life that I never would have got to experience had my life got cut short right then and there. A lot of you guys have children. You have significant others, or you're married. And if not, you have parents, you have siblings, you have friends, and you're willing to throw all of that shit away, your human experience on this earth, for some phony ass fucking brownie points, some phony ass street cred. And I guess that's what really pisses me off about this whole thing with Mr. Swink. Why even put yourself in a situation like that when you have a family and you will never get to take your kids to prom? You will never walk your daughter down the aisle. You'll never experience being a grandfather or any of that shit. That shit is gone now. And then the guy only got 9 years. A lot of people are under this impression that being a man is all about just standing on business and, you know what I'm saying, not tolerating any form of disrespect. And part of being a man is certainly knowing when to stand your ground and knowing when to assert yourself. But the other part about being a man that niggas don't tell you is knowing when to just let it go. Because as you can see, when you jump out your body with the wrong person and you do too much, shit like this happens. As tragic and fucked up as what happened to Mr. Swink was, I'm not surprised that it happened. I'm only surprised that it really took that long for shit to really hit the fan. Like, bro, just know when to let go, bro. It's not even on no, like, cornball shit. On some, like, Thorfinn, I have no enemies type shit. Life is too beautiful for you to just throw it away for just bullshit. Anyway, I think that's gonna be it for this video. Like I said earlier, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how this video tickled your fancy in the comments, or whatever the fuck. I don't know why I said that. If you'll excuse me, I have work in 2 hours now. Exactly 2 hours now. It's 12 o'clock.